Hello everyone and welcome to the Melbourne Cup 2023 live barrier draw reaction, an annual thing that I love doing and for a good thing as well, because the Melbourne Cup Barrier Draw, although barriers in the Melbourne Cup aren't as important as other races, it's still fun to react to live. As you can see, I've got the field in front of me, so for anyone that hasn't seen the field yet, that is the field. So Gold Trip, Mar Eustace, James McDonald. Number 2, Alan Kerr, Mike Moroney, Damien Oliver. Number 3, Without a Fight, Anthony Sam Friedman, Mark Zara, and so on, because you can read it. Or do you want me to keep going? Number 4, Breakup, Tatsuya Yoshioka for Kohai Matsuyama. Number 5, Vauban, Willie Mullins for Ryan Moore. Number 6, Solcombe, Chris Waller for Jal Moreira with the blinkers off. Number 7, Absurd, Willie Mullins for Zach Purton. Number 8, Right You Are, Kieran Maher and David Eustace for John Allen. Number 9, Vow and Declare, Danny O'Brien for Billy Egan. Number 10, Cleveland, Chris Lees for Michael D. Number 11, Ashrun, Kieran Maher and David Eustace for Karen McAvoy. Number 12, Deshaun Sweet Jr., Philip Stokes for Daniel Stackhouse. Number 13, Okita Sushi, Joseph O'Brien for Dylan Gibbons. Number 14, Shiraz, Chris Waller for Bo Mertens. Number 15, Lastochka, Mick Price and Michael Kent Jr. for Craig Williams. And then we've got number 16, Magical Lagoon, Chris Waller for Mark Duplessis. Number 17, Military Mission, Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott for Rachel King, Group 1 winning rider of Osmosis. Number 18, Serpentine, Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott for Jai McNeil. Number 19, Virtuous Circle, Liam Howley for Craig Newitt. Number 20, More Felons, Chris Waller for Jamie Carr. Number 21, Future History, Kieran Maher and David Eustace for Holly Doyle. Number 22, Interpretation, Kieran Maher and David Eustace for Teo Nugent. Number 23, Calipore, Chris Lees for Zach Lloyd. And last but not least, 24, True Marvel, Matthew Smith for Ben Thompson. So the barrier draw is set to conduct in about 13 minutes time. At 6:30 is when it has been publicised to start. So usually what I do in the 15 minutes lead up is just talk about Derby Day. Didn't we see some drama? There was Damien Oliver getting, I think, 2 winners in the end. Jamie Carr's back. There was an upset in both the Empire Rose and the Coolmore Stud Stakes. James McDonald only got 1 winner. I think I tipped him to get about 5, and he got 1. But yeah, the Coolmore Stud Stakes, Osmosis just went to the front and kept going. I had Shinzo. I thought it was okay. It settled further forward than what I would have expected it to, and it was exposed for the whole straight, down the straight the first time. Osmosis was as well, but it's a front runner, whereas Shinzo's a back marker, might prefer cover. But it still ran pretty well. I Am Unstoppable, don't think would have beaten Osmosis, but would have gone a little bit closer had it had luck. And in the Derby, my big outsider, Bulawayo, hit the front at the 350 and couldn't go on with it. Riff Rocket was able to get a nice run, cozy run away from that hot speed set by Sacred Eagle, and didn't want it any further because Apulia was flying at it, and it was just the bob of the heads. Apulia could have easily won, but Riff Rocket was able to get the nose down when it counted and got punters back on track except for me. And then in the Empire Rose, that was something. Pride of Jenny did what it does best, goes to the front and keeps going. Set frantic splits, ran a 10.85 from the 1400 to the 1200. I think ran an 11.16 from the 1200 to the 1000 meter mark. It was a good win. And I'm just seeing it on racing.com now. They got the drone footage. How far back did a Tissue and all them get? Too far back, it seemed. That cost them the race. But if you look back at the whole day, race 1 was taken out by Kaizad. That seems like a while ago now. a leader on the fence around the circle was beneficial today. Brave Me didn't run out a strong 1600 metres. Influential, just got a bit warm pre-race, which is why it ran so poor. He-Man was good from the back, but no stopping Kaizad. Timmy Clark. What happened in race 2? Calipore, they crawled. I was all over Athabaskan, and if they had have just gone a little bit faster, I reckon Athabaskan would have got over the top and won. But Calipore has now secured its spot in the big race. Number 23, Chris Lees for Zach Lloyd. Calipore secures its spot, so that's good. Race 3, I tipped Queen of the Ball. That was my only winner for the day. Didn't expect it to settle last, and when it did, I almost wrote it off. But D. Oliver just waited, then pushed the button, and it was able to secure a nice win in the Furphy Sprint. Race 4 was another race where Najem Sahel tried to do a Pride of Jenny, and just couldn't go on with it. Spacewalk couldn't run out a strong 1,000 metres last start off a slow speed, but can run out a strong 1,200 up the Flemington Straight off a frantic speed. I don't know how that works, but had to do all the doggy work and was able to stay in front. Didn't want it any further because Crosshaven was flying at it. I picked Triple Missile, and that wasn't anywhere near it. I think it ran 7th, not beaten far. Race 5 was the Wakeful, Amazonian Lass. Don't think, I'm not sure about it on Thursday if they go to the Oaks because it's 2,500. Only just held on over 2,000 today. It was a really fast speed, so maybe the Wakeful form is not to be trusted on Thursday. Who knows? But Zardozi is the one out of the race I think you got to be following for the Oaks. It was really good. Another one was my selection called Ethel Fled. Really good from the back. Probably is looking for further than 2,500 metres even. But if it draws a gate and it jumps with them, it can settle in a position and still probably represents value. I think Zardozi will probably be the favourite for the Oaks. We've talked about the Coolmore. We've talked about the Derby. We've talked about the Empire Rose. Race 9 was, well, I thought Tamerlane had every possible chance, just like it did last start. But last start it was able to kick away and win. This start, it got probably even a softer lead, and it was just not to be. I don't know. It just was in it until the 200. Then it got swamped and Cause for Concern, who I was actually going to tip in race number 4. I was actually going to tip in race number 4 before it got scratched, and a different horse. It ran in a different race, which was the last race. So, that was Flemington. Talk about Sydney, Rose Hill. It was a Travelator on the inside, apparently. I didn't watch all the races, but I watched the main ones. What's the main one? I remember Mars Mission in the 4 Pillars, and I mean, not going to talk much about that. It's a benchmark 70 race worth $500,000. That's just, don't like it, so not going to talk about it. The Giga Kick Stakes was taken out by Bella Nipotina, deserved to win by further, but only just won. Private Eye, I tipped Private Eye, and I thought it was the winner from the 400 until the 50 metre mark when Bella Nipotina burst through. Think About It went under. Look, I think the main reason that it got beat is I think it was flattened off the Everest run, second up in distance. I thought it was flattened. That's the only thing I can put it down to. And I thought Private Eye would be better suited, stepping up to 1,300. Private Eye would get cover today, unlike what it did last start in the Everest where it didn't get cover. So that's why I thought Private Eye would turn the tables. It did, but it couldn't hold off Bella Nipotina. So Think About It. Don't think write it off as a horse yet. Definitely not. It'll just be a better price next start. What else? The Golden Eagle. Who won the Golden Eagle? Oh, the Japanese horse. What's it called? The Obawasha Wushi. Something like that. Burst through 1, beat Golden Mile. Japanese have raided and done it again. I was against Amelia's Jewel. I saw it got hampered, but I don't know how it picked up after that. So maybe it might have won, but I'm not too sure. My tip for the race, I didn't actually tip a horse because there was so many chances. I think I ended up going for Kovalika. I'm not sure where that came. So, and then the Rosehill Gold Cup, who won that? I can't remember. Oh, well, it was a Group 3 race over 2,000 metres. I think... No, Wild Planet. I think it was Wild Planet. Just held on. I think Shokomova was flying late, but Wild Planet just held on. That was a Group 3 race. Not as important as like a Coolmore or anything like that. Time is currently 6:26 p.m. 4 minutes apparently away from the barrier draw of the Melbourne Cup for 2023. I'll try and get my runner-by-runner preview out hopefully by the end of today. But on my iPad, which I usually use to edit my videos, it says that my iCloud storage is full and I haven't even recorded myself yet or exported the video. I don't use a laptop or a desktop, which is the same thing. I use an iPad, so if the runner-by-runner preview is not out tonight, it's because it says my iCloud storage is full and I don't know what to do. I've deleted everything off my iPad and it still says my iCloud storage is full. So I might just have to delete every single app I've got on my iPad and just focus on the runner-by-runner because I want to get that out tonight, considering how far the channel's come since last year, where I think we had about 600 odd subscribers when I did the live barrier draw reaction, and now that's doubled to about 1250. I'm hoping that my runner-by-runner video can get at least 20,000 views this year. Not by the time the cup runs, but just, in about a month's time. Because a lot of people watch my runner-by-runner preview after the race has been run, just to see how I went and to tell me how bad I am at tipping if I haven't got the winner, like I did in 2020 and 2021, where I said Twilight Payment was no chance and Very Elegant was the hole in the market, and they won. But last year I put Gold Trip in for second, so I didn't cop too much criticism. But this year I'm not going to give away any spoilers for my selections. It looks like they're about to start, so turn this up a bit. 6:28, so they're about to start. Just got the field up on racing.com at the moment. So as the barrier draw is ticking over, I'll change the number on the Racing Australia website, and I know that's not going to stay, but it'll just give a better visual representation of where the horses have drawn, and for the people that come in late, when about the 20th horse is being drawn, they can already see the barriers. So I could zoom this out a bit to get the whole field in. Go 80%. Yeah, that looks a bit better. How does that look? I'm just adjusting myself on the camera. Yeah, it looks heaps better. No, I've never actually seen that full picture on the side before of Racing Australia. I didn't know it expanded, so that's cool. So now we've got the whole field on the screen. to take a look at. So Nigel Carmody and Jane Ivel are just chatting away about whatever, something to do with the Melbourne Cup. And hopefully soon, it's 6:30 now, they can start the barrier draw. And we can find out who will map good, where will the money go, will the market move at all based off the barriers. They're about to switch to the mounting yard now, so looks like we're about to go. So just a heads up, what I'm watching on now is usually a minute or two, actually no, 2 or 3 minutes behind what's happening in real time. So a lot of you watching, if you're watching on a different screen as well, would know about 2 minutes before I know. So, yeah, it will be a little bit delayed, but hopefully not by a lot. There's Michael Felgate. I know him. Looks like Michael Felgate's the host of the barrier draw, and he's just talking what he wants. I really should have started this live stream at 6:30. That would have been a little bit better. Yeah, it's supposed to be something like 30 degrees on Tuesday. So that'll dry out the track. Maybe look for dry trackers. Right, they're just talking about how they had a board meeting. So let's keep it going and let's get to the barrier draw, please. There we go. They should be getting to it now. Here we go. Alan Kerr is the first one. Alan Kerr's the first man up to bat. Yep, Damien Oliver's last Melbourne Cup ride comes on Alan Kerr. Hopefully he can draw a good barrier. Barrier 9 for Alan Kerr. So that's a good barrier for Damien Oliver to finish on. Horse 23. Yeah, it's Calipore. I'm going to zoom in. It's just so you can see better. Calipore's drawn 14 for Zach Lloyd. They're doing this really quick, so I'm going to have to be quick. Horse 6 is Sulcombe, I think. It is. Sulcombe is next up to bat. So Calipore will go forward from that gate, and Alan Kerr should go forward as well. Where will Sulcombe draw? Barrier 4 for Sulcombe. So it'll go in early. It'll need to get a good start, Sulcombe. Otherwise, it's no chance. Without a Fight. Without a Fight's won the Caulfield Cup. Can it do it? Can it do a Cups double? 16 for Without a Fight. That's really good for Without a Fight. We'll be on the outside away from trouble. Horse 13 is Okita Sushi. The next one, Joseph O'Brien, the Irish. Where will they draw? $20 for Okita Sushi. So, will it roll forward, or will it just settle in an on-speed roll? Horse 14 is Shiraz. Ran 8th in the Moonee Valley Gold Cup last start. I had it as a value play and it ran 8th. Yeah, we'll just see how this goes. 22, so it's taken up one of the outside gates. They're doing this way quicker than what I remembered it. So the Moonee Valley Gold Cup winner is up next in Cleveland. The Lloyd Williams colours. 23, not great for Cleveland. Is going to have to find a way to overcome that for Mickey D. We'll need some cover in the 3 wide line. Might need to go right back. Military Mission, I think, is the next one. Gay Waterhouse has a good opinion of this horse. Barrier 5, very good for Military Mission. Can settle on speed for Rachel King. So these are the barriers so far, and Calipore's drawn 14. And More Felons is the next one up to bat. These are the barriers so far, More Felons. I think he's drawn the outside 24. So Jamie Carr's going to have to overcome that. So 20, 22, 23, and 24 are all gone. Right You Are's the next one up to bat. Last start ran 5th in the Caulfield Cup. Maren Eustace runner. $15 for Right You Are. That's not bad. It'll stay out of trouble and will be on speed from that gate. Horse 12, Deshaun Sweet Jr. didn't disgrace itself behind Military Mission in the Herbert Power last start. Is the next one up to bat, or the next man up to draw the gate. Barrier 12 for Deshaun Sweet Jr. Very good. Right smack bang in the middle. Has some options from there, definitely. Horse number 9 is Vow and Declare, the 2019 winner. Was pretty good last start behind Cleveland in the Moonee Valley Gold Cup. Barrier 19. No, it was... Yeah, he drew a similar gate when he won the Melbourne Cup in 2019. True Marvel's the next one. So these are the barriers so far. A lot of the outside ones have been taken and not many of the inside ones. What can True Marvel do? Barrier 10 for True Marvel. That's almost the ideal gate, is it not? Maybe at a bit wider. 10's good. Horse 22 is the next one. Interpretation. The Bendigo Cup winner. Where can it draw for Theo Nugent? The only one in the 20s that hasn't been drawn yet is 21. 17, not bad. We'll need to get midfield in the 3-wide line with cover. Vauban, Absurd, Gold Trip still to come. Ash Run's the next one to be drawn for K-Mac, who knows how to win a Melbourne Cup. He's just pointed to the camera 1. I reckon he's going to draw barrier 1. Exactly what Stevie Payne did, I think. Close, 11. Ash Run draws 11 in the Melbourne Cup. Some big names still to go. Horse 19 is Virtuous Circle, who's the next one up to bat. This horse, I think, finished 8th in the Geelong Cup last start. Wasn't great, so we'll see how we go. Barrier 6. Not bad. Can settle a couple of pairs closer than what it normally would if it jumps well for Virtuous Circle. Gate 6 is not bad at all. Horse 15 is the French import Lestochka for Mick Price and Michael Kent Jr. Where can it draw? Draws 21. Willow has his work cut out. So all the outside draws are taken, basically. 20 and onwards. Absurd. Big international player in Absurd now. Where can it draw? No one's drawn 1. I don't think anyone's drawn 2 or 3. Or 4. Barrier 8 for Absurd. That's really good. That's almost ideal for that horse. Can settle in an on-speed roll. That's a great barrier. Here we go. Here comes the race favourite, Vauban. Where can it draw? Can this bloke with the top hat draw a good gate for it? Barrier 3. I mean, it's alright. It's going to cop some attention and jockeys will be aware of that. But it's not like it's 1 or 2, so I guess that's a win. Horse 18's the next one up to bat, Serpentine. A lot of Waterhouse Bot front runners won today at Flemington. Can this horse do it in the Melbourne Cup? Jai McNeil, Lloyd Williams colours. Twilight Payment. Barrier 1 for Serpentine. So it won't be crossing Vauban. It'll just be hunting up inside of it. Still the reigning winner of last year. Horse 4, Break Up the Japanese Raider, is the next one. Break Up's drawn 18, so a tad wide. We'll need to find some luck on speed. Magical Lagoon is the next one up for Chris Waller. Mark Duplessis to ride this horse. Where can it draw? It's drawn 7. Very good draw for Magical Lagoon. Can be around midfield or so. That's a good draw. Here comes the reigning winner of last year. Gold Trip. Can it go back to back? J-Mac rides. Draws 2. Not great. Should get to midfield or beyond midfield. Probably on the inside. Not great. Alright, this is the last horse to be drawn, Future History. I think we know where it's going, but is it 18? 13. 13 it is. And that's the barrier draw all done and dusted. So we've got, I'll do a little overview now. So we've got Gold Trip in Gate 2, not great. That horse will get to around midfield or so, probably be hemmed away on the inside. Alan Kerr 9, good. It can be around midfield or so. I'm not going to talk about winning chances, but just how it will map. So Alan Kerr maps well. Without a fight, we'll get to around midfield. I'd say off midfield from gate 16, but we'll be on the outside, which is beneficial, and the long straight of Flemington will suit it. Break up, draws 18. I think that's a loss. We'll need to be on speed to be a winning chance, in my opinion. That's just the way it races. But we'll need to find a position from gate 18, and that might not be the case. Vauban 3, they probably would have liked to draw a little bit wider, but 3 isn't terrible, is an on-speed horse anyway. Maybe hemmed away on the inside, needing luck in the straight. Sulcombe 4, again, probably would have liked to drawn a bit wider. We'll need to go in early and anticipate the start. So 4... not great either for Sulcombe. Absurd 8, very good draw. Can be in an on-speed role for Zach Purton. Very good from Absurd. Right You Are 15 will be in an on-speed role from gate 15 on the outside, but we'll need to find a position. Vow and Declare gate 19 will probably have to get back anyway. Probably from that barrier will be midfield to off midfield with cover. So again, probably would have liked to draw a little bit more inside. Cleveland 23, that does it no favours. We'll need to find the position for Mickey D. I'm just not sure about Cleveland from that gate. Ashrun 11, very good from gate 11, Ashrun. It can run very well. 12 for Deshaun Sweet Jr., right smack bang in the middle. It will run a good race from that gate. Akita Sushi 10, draws a tad wide. Would have liked to have seen it draw a little bit more in. They might press the button in the Melbourne Cup and just go to the front and see if they can keep going. So not sure. Shiraz 22, will have to go back from that gate. Not great. Lastochka 21, I think it gets to around on speed, so Craig Williams will need to sort that out. He's got his work cut out from 21. Magical Lagoon 7, really good draw. Military Mission 5 will be around midfield or so. Hopefully, well, not hopefully, because I don't know if I've tipped it yet, but should be maybe on the outside if Rachel King can stay in the 2 wide line and not get pushed back onto the inside. Serpentine 1, if it jumps well, it can probably hold the fence. But there's going to be some pressure from out wider, so might have to do a little bit of work. Virtuous Circle 6, very good for that horse. Can be a little 1 or 2 or 3 pairs closer than what it normally is, which is good. More Felons 24, not great. It's going to have to get back and try and run past them all. Not sure about that. Future History 13 will be in an on-speed role. Pretty good draw for Holly Doyle. Good. Interpretation, probably would have liked to seen it draw a little bit more in. Draws 17 will be around midfield or so, in my opinion, from that gate. Calipore likely to roll forward again from 14. Maybe midfield because it only ran today. But we'll see how it goes for Zach Lloyd. And True Marvel, drawn 10, is likely to be in an on-speed role. That's going to do it for my live stream for the 2023 Barrier Draw for the Melbourne Cup. I appreciate everyone who joined in and watched. Be sure to stay tuned for my runner-by-runner preview, hopefully coming out tonight. And as I've said, if it doesn't come out tonight, it's because of my stupid iPad saying that it's got too much iCloud storage. But you'll have to wait and see for that. But until the runner-by-runner preview, whenever it comes out, bye for now.